Hawaii, he moku, he kanaka Hawaii.
Here is Hawaii, an island, a man.
He kanaka Hawaii, he kamana kaiki, he puali I mai kapau, mai moa ula nui a kea kanaloa.
Hawaii is a man, a child of Tahiti.
Hawaii, final landfall for Tahitian mariners who crossed the Pacific more than 1,000 years ago. In 1976, a canoe set out from Hawaii to retrace the legendary voyaging route to Tahiti. The canoe is guided by one of the last keepers of an ancient art, Mau Piailag.
The trip to Tahiti was very important for me. I know the people of Tahiti and Hawaii once navigated as we do. They didn't use instruments. They navigated by the stars and waves. I made the trip to show those people what their ancestors used to know and what we still know.
Mau's home waters are in Micronesia, 2,000 miles to the west of Hawaii. Tiny islands are separated by vast ocean distances, and the people depend on navigators like Mau for survival. The navigators of Satawal are the last of a nation of sailors who once settled the entire Pacific. The Pacific Ocean, larger than all of the Earth's continents combined. When Europeans first glimpsed this immense sea, virtually all of its more than 10,000 islands had already been discovered by a more daring nation of seafarers. In the most remote islands of the Western Pacific, the secrets of navigation are still passed down from one generation to the next. Satawal is a tiny coral atoll, 1 mile square and barely 8 feet above sea level. Mau Piailag learned to navigate from his father and grandfather. Now it is Mau's turn to pass on his skills. At sunset, he teaches his nephew to recognize signs of weather in the sky and sea. The shapes and colors of the sky and the words of his teacher will one day guide Mau's nephew across the ocean.
Our navigation is different from yours. I don't need a map or a sextant. I just used my head. I observe the ocean and the sky, and I remember the words of my teachers. There are two kinds of navigators. The man who only knows how to sail is called Palu. But the man who knows both sailing and magic is called Po. To become Po You have to be initiated in a special ceremony.
The Po ceremony has not been performed for more than 20 years. Mao was the last man on his island to be initiated into the secrets of both magic and navigation. The sea is the men's domain. The land on Satawal belongs to the women. Mao and his wife Katrina have 16 children. On Saturdays, the women of their family gathered to prepare food. Coconut, breadfruit, and taro are staples throughout the Pacific. These food plants are not native to the islands. All were imported by the first settlers. Mao is 50 years old. He learned navigation when he was very young.
My grandfather taught me navigation when he rested from his work. I listened carefully until he died. And then my father taught me. When I could finally sail alone, I realized how important navigation was. Men who can't navigate are not looked up to. They don't have a name.
Two or three times a year, all the men of Satawal organize a communal fishing expedition.